Hi everyone, it's Lisa with InkandInspirations.com. Thanks for joining me today. In this video, we're going to be making this Valentine card with the Sealed with Love bundle from the new Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog. And I'm going to be using some die cuts from the framelits which coordinate with that in that bundle called the Love Note framelits. And so let's get started. First of all, I have a piece of real red cardstock cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to fold that up, match those corners, and use a bone folder to give it a good crisp crease. Alright, so I have a piece of the Sending Love Designer Series paper, and it's cut at 4 by 5.25, and we're going to attach that to the front. I'm just going to use my liquid glue since it's here on my desk and attach that to the front, and that's going to be our bottom layer. And I might point out on this particular print, I didn't think so at first, but there is a directionality. See the little hearts in the center? The tops all go one way instead of switching. So there is a directionality on your paper. So check that on each of your designer papers before you adhere it to your cardstock. Okay, so now I have another piece of designer paper. It's the white with the red heart print, and it has directionality too. It's cut at 2 by 5, and that's going to layer right there. And I have a piece of real red glimmer paper that is cut at 1/4 inch by 5 inches, and that's going to fit just right there. And then with one of the dies from this Love Note set, I cut a 1 inch by 6 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I ran it through the Big Shot, and then let me show you what we end up with. A really pretty border print, and I'm just going to cut off the excess in just a minute, but show you how these cut and score these hearts just precious. And you can bend them up like that, and you can also use that to border the edge of your card, and I hope to show you that as well. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to line that up. I know that's 5 inches, so I'm going to trim off the excess off the top and the bottom. Just like that. And then I'll take my glue and adhere that tiny strip of red glimmer paper just right where it's peeking out, and it's going to make a border between the white designer paper here, just like that. Okay, I have a little bit of the white backing, it looks like, peeking out, so I'm going to trim that a bit and then adhere that back. Okay, so now let me take and put a strip of the liquid glue there, and then attach this over top, just like that. And then that is going to be ready to adhere to the front side of our card. So let's go ahead and put that down, and then we'll go on and look at the die cuts. And I'm just going to put glue behind the designer paper so I don't glue down those dimensional hearts. I'm just going to center that here, just like that. And now let's look at our die cuts. I have one of the Love Note envelopes here, and I'm just going to fold that closed like this and use a mini glue dot to close it. Now I'm doing something a little differently on this card than I did on the sample. You can see here I stamped Sent with Love on the ribbon, on the grosgrain ribbon, and it's not very clear, so I thought I'd try something different for this one. And so I'm going to use some of my Whisper White Craft pigment ink and the Sent with Love sentiment and stamp it in white on the bottom of the envelope rather than on the ribbon. So I'm going to put that down just like that. Pick it up, and there we have that. Now pigment ink takes a little longer to dry, so you'll want to set that aside and let it dry, or heat set it with your heat tool. But in the meantime, I have this other little love note cut from another die in that love note set, and I have these patterned hearts that I'm going to stamp with real red ink. And then just put it over top and stamp. Okay, so we tuck this little love note inside here, and we can always write a little note there and slip it in that envelope. Then I have a little bow tied with the Sealed with Love bundle, and it comes with the white grosgrain and the real red grosgrain, and I'm using a glue dot to just attach that right there. And then I have this heart cut with the little die from the Love Notes framelit set that's part of this bundle. And I'm just going to put that right there. And then I finished the inside of the card with a little sentiment and stamped on a piece of Whisper White cut 3 by 4. Here it is. Stamped the Happy Valentine's Day and that little floral heart. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Please visit my website at inkandinspirations.com to see more ideas for card making and paper crafts. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.